Jim, it's difficult to know where to start really with that game. You know, there were some good things, there were some bad things, and overall it was a very, very, very tight finish. I mean, how do you sum that up really?
I think you've summed it up. I think, you know, these first 6 games, 7 games, whatever, before the internationals return are all going to be tight. There's going to be a lot of close games, and we knew that from the start. Today was one of those games we didn't play particularly well. Forwards at times very good, the scrum went well, but we didn't get all the decisions there. Line out generally good, but again some of our play from it was very disappointing. And of course then in defence, you know, a lot of good, lots of bits of defence, but we just gave them a couple of opportunities and they took it.
When the penalty try was awarded, you know, 5-6 minutes from time, did you think you'd pulled it out the bag?
No, not at all. You know, it was, we knew we were in front, and it was all a question of being sensible. And unfortunately, we gave the penalty fairly high up in their half, and then of course conceded the other one. But again, I'm not blaming anybody for giving away that last-minute penalty. You know, that the pressure starts early on, and we need to be better earlier in the game and put the opposition under more pressure.
There has to be one positive. Is you look at how the scrum performed, and it didn't make any difference who was on out of all of the 4 props. Is that something that you take as a positive going forward?
Yeah, very much so. I think the scrum improved from last week, so that is definitely a positive. All we need to do is work harder, and we need to do better from that, and we need to do better from our line out. You know, we won some good ball there, but it's what we're doing with it, and we're making a lot of unforced errors. You know, rushing it, and you know, our handling's got to improve, and we've got to make better decisions.
Is that is the handling something that does come from the mindset? Do you think are the players kind of thinking maybe 2 or 3 steps in advance of themselves rather than what they're going to do? You know, and if they are, how do you get them to think more in the moment and to try and calm down a little bit?
Yeah, I don't think it is mindset. I think it's how the opposition play, and we know that London Irish like to rush in defence. They put you under a lot of pressure. Tops Jojo, we talked about him stepping in, and what you have to do there is you can't actually float and try to go over the top, or because he'll knock you off. So what you've got to do is play little short plays, and we talked about that. We didn't do it, and how many times did we give either forward passes or floaters into touch down that wing? It was just too many times.
And that said, I mean, one of the big talking points of today will be the referee, and obviously you're not going to go into any depth about it, but it seemed that there was a wee bit of inconsistency, particularly in the first half, where some identical things were happening to one team and then not the other, with the same incident. I mean, that must be very frustrating.
It's very frustrating, and again, we talk about consistency, and that's what we've got to always aim for from the referees. And we'll have a real good look at it, and we'll go through the appropriate channels as always, and discuss the performance.
And just one last thing, next week, how difficult is it going to be, do you think, to pick the players up after this? You know, got Sale away, they've won away at Wasps today. How difficult is it going to be to pick them up and focus on that challenge?
It won't be difficult at all. You know, we've had a setback, and you hate losing. You hate losing at home in particular. But you know, we're a good side. We can play some good rugby, and we need to make sure we get back to doing the things that we do well. We're not far off. There's a lot of positives to be taken out of today. A lot of positives, but we need to play for 80 minutes, and if we do that, there's no reason why we can't win away at Sale.